So joining us to break down just what this vaccine means for the world is Dr. Bharat Pankania, a senior clinical lecturer at the University of Exeter. So doctor, first of all, tell us about this vaccine. What is it? How does it work?
So the Russians have been using a attenuated, and what I mean by attenuated is one that doesn't cause illness, an attenuated cold virus to introduce the coronavirus segments that will then induce immunity. So in other words, you get the coronavirus bit that you're interested in into the human body and somehow get the human body's immune system to recognize it and then make immunity. And there's two strands of immunity. One is the cellular immunity, which is slower and sluggish, and the other one is from the beta cells, the antibodies that react very fast when they find the coronavirus again, make antibodies and neutralize the presence of that new virus. So that's essentially how most vaccines work.
Now, is it safe to be distributing a vaccine that has only been tested on humans for less than 2 months and is still even going through efficacy trials?
No, I urge caution, caution, and caution. What I say is this is not a race to be the first. This is the race to get one as soon as possible for all of mankind. So we mustn't be racing and making mistakes. I'm not saying they're making mistakes. What I'm saying is I would like all possible cautious precautionary measures, all the phases of the trials that we recognize to be undertaken, because we don't know what we don't know. So it's important, especially for immunizing so many people, that we get the vaccine right.
Now, if this vaccine does in fact work, what does it mean for the world? I mean, who's going to get access to it first?
So let's assume it is good and it's safe and it works and it produces long-term immunity without any long-term side effects. If all those boxes are ticked, wonderful, fantastic news, wonderful, something to celebrate. So it would be upon the Russian government to say, we are going to allow its manufacture elsewhere, maybe on license, because everybody wants a cut of the cake money-wise, but they would make it in facilities where they can make it in other parts of the world as well, and therefore distribute it, of course, in its mother country, but also in other countries. And I hope any country that manages to make the vaccine will do likewise. In other words, look after its population, but also allow the vaccine to be made elsewhere for the good of mankind.
Right. I mean, the question, of course, is what kind of benefits Russia would reap from being the one who gets to distribute this vaccine in what you called even a vaccine race, which is unfortunately what we're seeing a lot of people calling this fight to find a vaccine. But, I want to actually ask you how many other vaccines are currently in the works right now, and if there's anything that is as close or even perhaps gone farther in clinical testing.
So we have quite a few countries and quite a few candidate vaccines already under trial. That's roughly about 20, 25 of them. And then there are many other, about 100, 130 in earlier phases. So of those 20 in candidate phase, going on to phase 2, phase 3, they are showing promise. However, as I say, the proof of the pudding is in the eating. And until the vaccine has undergone internationally verified, recognized protocols about its safety profiles, we should not put all our eggs in the vaccine basket. So of course we want the vaccine, but we mustn't start cutting corners, because we need to think long term. If people have side effects from this vaccine and then they stop taking all vaccines, we will create a huge problem for mankind, and we mustn't do that.
Quick answer, one sentence. When do you think a vaccine is going to be readily available to the public and safe and actually work, basically?
Definitely not in 2020. So we need to look at the 2021, maybe 2021, definitely not in 2020.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us, Doctor. We are out.